Can you see this? How many fingers am I holding up? I can't see. Hey guys, it's Molly here again for another video, and I'm excited for this one because I feel like you guys really enjoyed this video the last time I did it. I did the top 10 things to never ask a blind person, linked below, and I've got 10 more. And I'm sure I've got 30 more after that in me. So let's do this, but before we jump into it, hey there, I've got merch and it's only on sale until December 4th. Get it before it's gone. You want you some Killer Bee merch. This is the pocket tee. The bee is like flying out of his little home in the pocket. It says hashtag killing it because we are the Killer Bee Club over here. It's pretty dope. There's a ton of other stuff. Check it out. Link pinned below. Without further ado, actually that's a lie because I'm going to put a disclaimer here. So, disclaimer! I openly talk about my disability. I'm happy to talk about it. My passion, what I feel is my purpose here on this earth is to educate people. But that's just me. That is not every blind person. That is not every disabled person. A lot of people in this situation just want to like go about their daily life and do their thing. Have a normal job, have a normal family, not have to talk about their disability all the time. It's not the path I've chosen in life. The path I've chosen is to be passionate about breaking barriers, about breaking stereotypes, passionately sharing every inch of my life with the world. So for me, I'm comfortable answering some of these questions, but I'm putting them in here because I know a lot of my blind friends are not. I don't think it's appropriate to randomly ask blind people this because I know I have a lot of times where I like get into a taxi or I'm buying a lipstick at Sephora and the random person, without knowing me, without knowing that I'm public about my story, without knowing that I'm comfortable talking about it, will ask me these questions. And I'm like, dude, I'm a stranger, but you think it's okay to like ask me this personal, bizarre question? It's not. So what I'm saying is, feel free to comment down below and ask me a world of questions. I'm happy to answer them in videos. But if you see a blind person on the street corner, like maybe don't go up to them and randomly ask them anything you want. I'm happy to be your like token blind person to answer all your questions. But honestly, even some of these, like all of these questions also like I've actually been asked more than once. Some of them you're gonna hear and be like, somebody actually asked that? But yes, my friends, these are real questions that real human beings have asked me multiple times. Some of these I just frankly think are like funny and cute, which is why I'm throwing them in. Finally, without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1. So you're like Daredevil, right? No! I'm not a superhero. I'm like myself. I'm like Molly. That's who I am, and Molly happens to be blind. I'm not like some fictional character who's blind. No. And people are always like, so you know like how the Daredevil can like see when it rains? Like can you do that? I'm like, no, that's not real. It's fake. That is a fictional character. It's not real. Like you wouldn't go up to a person and be like, so you're like somebody who's like good at parkour. You wouldn't be like, so you're like Spider-Man, right? Like no, they just do parkour. They're not a superhero. They're not like a fictional creature. Actually, parkour is like pretty sick. They are kind of like Spider-Man. So maybe that was a bad reference, but you get my point. I'm not a superhero. I'm a human. Like any of the blind characters you see portrayed in mainstream media, like pretty much don't believe it because they just perpetuate and promote a lot of negative stereotypes. So no, I'm not like Daredevil. Unfortunately, it kind of would be pretty cool to be a superhero though. Can you see this? Can you see this? How many fingers am I holding up? I can't see. It's not a game. It's not like I'm like your fun amusement park carnival game that you can be like, ooh, ooh. Like, no, I'm a person. I'm a 24-year-old woman living my life. I told you I'm blind. Like, let's just take it as it is. If I've said I'm blind, like, most likely I can't see how many fingers you're holding up. This isn't my eye doctor appointment. Can we stop waving the hands in front of my face? I even back in school, when I was in high school and middle school and stuff, I'd be, like, sitting doing my work. And a kid would start going like this in front of my face to see if I would, like, notice and ask them to stop. And I was like, also, it makes sound. You can hear when somebody is doing this. You can feel it. So just because I ask you to stop doing that doesn't mean it's because I saw it. But anyways, just don't ask like what we can see in that way. It's fine to say like, oh, what can you see? Just so I know. But to be like, can you see this? Can you see that? Like, it's just kind of disrespectful. Can I pet your guide dog? No, you can't. Number 4, how do you drive? I don't. It's very illegal. Have you tried glasses? No, my family thought the easier solution than glasses would be to like get a guide dog or a cane to learn Braille. It just seemed like, the logical option. So we just skipped over the whole glasses thing. What happened to you? I feel like A, that's like a rude way to ask it. And B, it's just, again, like ask me because you can clearly see on my channel I openly talk about it. But if somebody like gets into the back of your Uber and you're driving them, don't be like, so, what happened to you? Like, oftentimes a very personal story. I'm at a place where I'm comfortable talking about it, but for a lot of people, it might still be an emotional subject or something they're uncomfortable talking about, or honestly, just something they don't want to talk about all the time. They don't want to bring up this, difficult moment in their life all the time. And I can attest to the fact that it is hard to talk about really vulnerable, painful moments in your life a lot. It's not easy. And a lot of people don't want to do that. I have friends who went blind from a suicide attempt. I have friends who went blind from being shot in the head. I have friends who went blind from car crashes, from very, very traumatic, sensitive life moments. And I'm sure if you were hit by a car or shot in the head, you wouldn't want to constantly talk about it either. So just be respectful and realize that for a lot of people, it can still be a very sensitive topic. Is that your helper? This one is so annoying because I'll just be out with a friend, out with my mom, out with a boyfriend, back when I had one. And they'd be like, oh, is this your helper? I have a 24/7 caretaker because I cannot function as a blind person on my own. Even if I did need a caretaker, you shouldn't ask that. You shouldn't be like, oh, is this your helper? Again, it's just it feels like an inappropriate invasion of somebody's personal life experiences. And another thing that drives me up a wall, which Jake, who's here with me,
Hi,
has seen and can attest to, my mom deals with it all the time when she's out with me. People ask them questions about me in front of me. Jake and I had one situation where we were talking to a girl. I was literally having a 10-minute conversation with her before she found out that I couldn't see. And the moment she found out I couldn't see, she turned to Jake in front of me and goes, was she born like that? And I was like, dude, hey, I can still hear you. I can still talk to you. We were just in the midst of a conversation. It's wild to me. I had a situation where somebody was asking my mom, I was going in for a massage and they're like, would she like to wear a robe? And I was like, yes, I would. And they're like, would she like some water? And I was like, yes, I would. I just kept answering the questions even though they continued to direct them at my mom. It's the weirdest thing. So, is that your helper or that kind of thing? Or, assuming the person I'm with or the person a disabled person is with is simply there to be their helper versus just being their friend or relative is just kind of annoying. Over it. Why do your eyes look normal? Or why don't you look blind? This bothers me, and I feel like it comes, again, from, media's portrayal of blind people over the years. Blind people don't have to look any certain way. We can look however we want to look. We are all genetically made up differently. Some people's eyes, yes, are visually affected. They can look glossy, hazed over. Some blind people do wear dark sunglasses, but a lot of us don't. A lot of our eyes do look normal. A lot of us don't wear dark sunglasses. And I've talked a lot about those kind of things in previous videos, so I'll link some of those down below in case you're curious. I'll link my whole Everything Blind playlist below, which will give you a whole lot of info, but yeah, it's just really annoying that people assume I'm supposed to look a certain way in order to have the disability I do, and that I'm supposed to fit into this box. And so people, yeah, who are like, wait, if you can't see, and a lot of people use it in an accusatory way, but your eyes are green. Blind people have gray eyes. I'm like, no, they don't. Some do. A lot of us don't. So, yeah. Don't believe media's portrayal of us, okay? Moral of the story. Why do you bother wearing makeup if you can't see it? Or why do you like tattoos and have tattoos if you can't see them? Basically, why do I bother with visual things if I can't see them? And the reality is, going blind didn't change who I am, it changed how I interact with the world. Sighted Molly love fashion, so does blind Molly. At the end of the day, I'm a 24-year-old millennial woman, and I love a lot of the same things that other girls do too. I made a whole video where I talk more in depth about this, which is definitely one I'm going to link down below because I think it's a really interesting video that deserves some more love on it. It's one of my older videos. I really delve deep into my love of like visual things like home decor and tattoos. So, casual self-promo. And finally, the crown and glory number 10. My friends, do you know sign language? No. That's like the opposite of helpful. The actual opposite of helpful to a blind person. Like, I can't see. So like, hand movements and gestures are nothing to me. Like, I can only hear. So I need audio. If you could find the polar opposite disabilities, like blindness and deafness are them. So, no, I don't know sign language except for, hi, my name, M-O-L-L-Y. Any of my deaf followers, comment down below and let me know if I butchered that really badly. But that's the only sign language I know, and I only know that because I have some deaf friends. But no, I don't know sign language because the language of my community is Braille, so I learned Braille growing up, not sign language. There we have it. Those are 10 more questions I'm tired of answering, or I think are weird, or I just straight up think you shouldn't ask blind people, especially ones that you like randomly see. And I hopefully answered some questions that you maybe had when you first stumbled across my channel, because like I said, I am open to answering these questions. So that said, comment down below any other questions you have for me, and I'd be happy to do more Q&A videos, or even dedicated videos if a topic seems like it needs one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to go pick up some merch while it's still available. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell for those notifications if you haven't turned them on already. And give this a thumbs up if you feel like you learned something new or thought it was like a little bit funny and you enjoyed seeing some of Sassy Molly coming out. Love you guys so very much, and I'll see you next time.